Jalen, who's the only team he ever beat in Game 1 of an NBA Finals?
This will be my 18th consecutive year covering the NBA Finals. LeBron James has clearly played in 10 of those. So I was not only covering it, I was there. I would say San Antonio Spurs.
The answer is incorrect. Hembo was so happy across the room. It was Dallas. It was the Mavericks, a series that they ultimately lost, the one time LeBron has ever lost as a favorite. And that obviously plays a long way into his legacy. And candidly, as these NBA Finals start, LeBron's legacy is the central conversation.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
It was the decision that changed the entire NBA. LeBron James, the best player in the world, leaving his hometown Cleveland Cavaliers for South Beach, creating a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in the process, the likes of which we had perhaps never seen before. It seemed there were no limits on what they might accomplish as a trio.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Well, not quite 3, 4, or 5. It was just 2 championships that LeBron won in Miami, and while he had some of his best seasons, one question seemed to persist. How much credit did LeBron deserve for those championships with that team? Ultimately, he went back home, back to the Cavs, blocking out any remaining doubters, defeating the ultimate super team in the record-setting Golden State Warriors for title number 3.
Cleveland! This is for you!
8 years after LeBron made his first decision to leave Cleveland, he did it again, this time leaving for LA.
LeBron James! LeBron James!
Now, as he prepares for his 10th finals, he stares down a familiar foe. His old coach, Eric Spoelstra, his old team, the Miami Heat, 4 wins away from number 4. As he approaches the back end of his career, looking up at Kobe's 5 and Jordan's 6 rings, one question lingers. Will winning this one championship be enough to determine that this decision was the right one? And I'm looking at my friend, Mr. Rose, who looks very eager to comment immediately. Jalen, the floor is yours. Your thoughts?
I'm so very excited about these NBA Finals, Greeny. We have so many terrific storylines, as you just acknowledged. LeBron James playing for the Miami Heat, and Eric Spoelstra now establishing himself as one of the, if not the best coaches in the NBA. This is going to be great theater. I'm just excited about tonight's start of the Finals.
Let's talk about LeBron's legacy here. Who would have thought that him trying to lead the Lakers to a championship would be low on the list of the storylines here? But LeBron, the GOAT conversation, which you and I have been engaged in forever. What do you think this would mean for his legacy if he wins this one this year?
It's going to be amazing for his legacy, and also for anybody that says you can't have a duality, fight for social justice, and still be elite at your craft and win a championship. That's what LeBron James is going to do this year. And it's going to further those conversations about who's the greatest basketball player of all time. And when people have these conversations, there are a lot of different ways you can go. You could go greatest, meaning dominant in your era. You could go lifetime achievement. You could go career stats. It's going to be a lot of people that didn't see Michael Jordan play, didn't see Bill Russell play, don't know about the skyhook and how unstoppable it was, probably didn't see Magic Johnson play. They're going to say when LeBron James wins this 4th championship that he's the greatest player to do it.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to say still got a few hurdles to jump over, and that's how this game works. As somebody that was born into the NBA family, Greeny, and that followed this league like my heartbeat, you know, these conversations mean a lot to me, and I know they mean a lot to LeBron too. And when you start talking about the greatest of all time, let me just show you a level of dominance that Michael Jordan was able to achieve. He had 2 separate three-peats. How many three-peats have LeBron James had? He has not had one. That just shows you a level of dominance he had when he was at his apex. When you talk about him making 10 finals, Bill Russell has 11 championships in 13 seasons. I can't dismiss that. I was covering the Miami Heat in 2007 when Dwayne Wade led them to a championship, and I interviewed Bill Russell and had this same conversation. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know what he's accomplished in basketball, Greeny. So while LeBron James deserves for his era, and everybody wants their era to be the best, and rightfully so. And for the youngins out there, it ain't hating when we disagree with you. It's called being somebody that saw both of them play and played against both of them. It's called schooling y'all. And I'm trying to tell you, when Michael Jordan lost, it was to the Showtime Lakers. It was to Larry Legend in the Boston Celtics. It was to the Bad Boys Pistons. 2 of those guys are in the top 10 of all time. Isaiah Thomas is in the top 15 of all time. Other than that, when Michael Jordan was in uniform, his team won the championship. And he won the Finals MVP. Like, that's elite level basketball and achievement. I could get into the first team All-NBA defense or how many scoring titles, because those exist also. But the bottom line is both of these players are so very amazing and have achieved so much. That's why it's a Mount Rushmore, because sometimes you can't just pick one. And so both of those guys are in the conversation. But Michael Jordan, in my opinion, has clearly distinguished himself as the all-time GOAT. And by the way, still has people waiting in line to buy his gym shoes 30 years after he retired.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.